All right. Um, okay. All right. Hello, everyone. Good morning and welcome, everyone. Um, thank you for joining today's. Thank you for joining today's section. Let's wait for about some few minutes, then we can start today's section. Today's section will be very important and full of discussion, but we'll not be having breakout section today. And we'll I see someone's hands up. Abdul, do you have anything?
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Fifi.
Yeah.
You know, Muslims, we will be going for Juma prayers from
Okay.
12 thereabout. So maybe, I don't know how
Yeah.
the session will go on today, but maybe at a point we have to leave and then go for prayers before.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Like no problem. So what we'll do is that we're gonna have announcement and everything early. Then after that, since you have the slides, the lectures will follow, but like will follow on because uh uh, based on that, that is how we structure. But there will not be breakout rooms today. So
All right.
so what we're gonna do is that let me see if I can share my screen. Um so let's see how people are going to join. Okay, so this is what we're going to do today. We're going to have a discussion about these initiatives. We are going to talk about this, but individually to talk about our own perspective in the group chat. So what we're going to find out is that is there a way that as an internet governance stakeholder group, what role will be discussed? But as part of it, we're going to talk about the development and digital technologies in African context when it comes to um, uh, internet governance. And Zainab is going to be our facilitator today, but we want to have some discussions towards this. Then we'll just run through the lectures and other stuff. Then after that, we'll get a contest and we can continue the conversation. It will be very short. So then after that, we'll give the explanation and that because we want by 12:30, we'll have the discussion and we finish early. So today we want to finish it within 1.5 hours or an hour, then we can have more conversation. But the information there is that we will have our certificate being issued to our emails. You can add it to your LinkedIn, and that will be later. And also, I was saying that there will be a learning report, but we've canceled that because at least you've done much. There's a discussion. That round will be in place of a group discussion. So we'll put today's topic in the group discussion, and everyone must be able to write his own comments under that, irrespective of the stakeholder group that you are. So that's what we're going to do for today. But today we need 5 people to present. We need 5 people to present on the discussion, and I'll moderate for the discussion. And then we'll come back to the training. And I need 5 representatives from each stakeholder group. So if you'll be interested in having the discussion that we'll be having today, you can just come up, you put up your hand or put it in the chat what stakeholder group you will present. Then we can start. If we don't have time, we are just going to have short time for that. So 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minute presentation about the two topics. Then we can have questions and answers. People will ask your stakeholder group, or if you belong to technical committee, then they will ask you. So I have Abdul Rafiu from Civil Society Organization. So you on your camera if you can, then I'll bring you on stage because to be a panel. So I have Hassan Emmanuel from Sierra Leone. Okay. But I need 5 people. So I've gotten one. We have 4. We've left with academia, government, technical community, and business sector. So this 4, we must get 4 people. Okay. So Abia is representing the government. Okay. So there is no quiz for module 4 and 5, no quiz. There's no quiz for that, so that's fine. So ABI is representing government, and we need business, technical community, and academia. So who is coming on that side too? So those people who will be speaking, well, if you can on your camera, I'll just bring you to stage. Then so we still need people to join and we discuss the topic today. So we have technical community remaining. Um, we have business, then we have academia. So these three are remaining. We have two already, then they can go. So Zainab, like I hope first we are waiting on that. So Zainab, let me switch over you to then you start your presentation. Wherever that you get within 15 minutes, we'll go and come back again. So you can start your presentation for today. And
Okay.
then when they are we get all the numbers of people, then we can come back in 15 minutes to do and align both. Then we can close early. Then we will just come back to the group chat and have more discussion about this. So thank you. So let me replace you and stop sharing.
All right. Thank you very much, Fifi. Hello, everyone. Nice having all of you here once again. Um, Today, our presentation, although the last presentation but not the least, would be brief. Just like Fifi mentioned, we have so many other items we'll be doing today, so we'll make it as brief as possible. So today we'll be discussing on the development and digital technologies in the African context. Um, Over the past few days, there are so many discussions that have been done, internet governance issues, the technical aspect, how it's governed, how it's supposed to be governed, who is supposed to govern it, and all that. So today we're just going to look at all the challenges, the development and training challenges within Africa. So under the internet governance perspective, the development and deployment of digital technologies have important implications in the way the internet is governed. Like we've already known that internet governance as a whole refers to the processes and the mechanisms that um, that govern that shapes how the internet is governed and how it's managed, controlled, and all that. So you can't actually govern the internet without having digital technologies go alongside with them. And in African context, there are so many things that surround internet governance. One of the first things that surround internet governance, one of the main issues is access and connectivity, especially in Africa. So far, we experience a wide digital divide, and especially with marginalized community, had should I say, uh, connected and unconnected communities within Africa. So all these community disparity within the communities have created a gap, a digital gap between users' access to internet and connectivity, and then users' access to digital devices. So although so many organizations have come up in the past few years to make efforts to address this through several initiatives, there is the Association for Progressive Communications that have done so many things around community networks, um, whereby they don't actually need to work with technology companies. Communities can set up their internet within their community with as much tools, a digital tool they can get a hands-on as possible, although with support from several other organizations like Hope, is it Hope? Yeah, there's Hope. There is. In Nigeria, we have One Network. There is so many organizations have been doing a lot to bridge the digital divide within community. So in Africa, there are so many efforts that have been made, like that of the Alliance for Affordable Internet. They've also worked so much to reduce barriers to internet access. And although the good part about them is that they are promoting competition within telecommunications network, because most telecommunications network are profit directed. They are profit based. So if they don't go to communities where they won't make money. They don't go to places where they won't get subscribers. But with community networks, so many things can be done without having to spend so much. So, and the next issue we would look at is the infrastructural issues. When you look at the development in Africa, you observe that there are so many issues when it comes to infrastructure. And on the issues of internet, you look at the issues of broadband network, the data center. So all this infrastructure play a key role in enabling an internet space. So internet governance would ensure the availability and quality of infrastructure, as well as promoting fair competition and monopoly in telecommunication sectors. Then another issue would look at is policy and regulation. Internet governance also encompasses policy and regulatory frameworks like we've discussed in the first few days that guide how the internet is managed. So African countries are working on formulating several policies and regulations that would promote innovation, inclusion, protect users' rights, and ensure the security within the internet. So balancing all these aspects while having an enabling environment for digital technology is very, very important. So one of the issues that would promote internet and internet accessibility is good policies and frameworks that will guide internet accessibility. And then, excuse me, I don't know if everyone can hear me clearly. I didn't check the chat first. Okay, that's
You, Zainab, we can hear you.
yeah. Okay, all right, thank you. So there's the issue of data protection and privacy. As we all know, the digital technologies generate and process vast amounts of data, need data protection and privacy. The large number of data that we generate and exchange, if not controlled, would be very, very critical to our internet access. So African countries have adopted, some African countries have adopted the GDPR, that's the General Data Protection Regulation, that is developed by Europe, or many African countries have adopted it to ensure data protection and privacy within their space. So with these, other African countries have also developed their own frameworks from the GDPR, backed by the GDPR, to ensure that there is a, good data protection framework in place to protect users' rights and safeguard individuals in the internet space. So, not to take too much time, these are the issues that I wanted to highlight to us today on internet governance. Like Fifi has already given me 15 minutes, so I wanted to be within the 15 minutes. So, and I think I've discussed some of the issues that we need to talk about here. But if you have anything you want me to clarify among those four issues that I've raised, you are free to ask before we move to the aspect. Okay, somebody said I'm not audible enough, but can you still hear me now?
We can hear you, Zainab.
Someone is chatting that they can't hear me, so I guess maybe it's their network.
We can hear you.
So,
We can hear you correctly. Yeah.
all right. So pushing forward, I didn't see any question in the group. So pushing forward, let's move to the other aspects that we can talk about. Let's look at capacity building and stakeholder engagement. To have an effective internet governance, we need to build capacity of various stakeholders. Just like we've discussed, it's a multi-stakeholder aspect of internet governance. So we need to make the people that are, hello, who's speaking? Yeah. So we need to make the people that are within this internet governance field understand what internet governance is, understand the entire aspect of internet, understand what they need to do, how they need to develop policies, what needs to be done to enhance the internet space, what needs to be done to ensure security and safety of people in the internet. So all these things are what we call capacity building. So as much as we can create initiatives that can build capacity. So someone is speaking. So sorry, whoever is speaking should mute the mic, please. All right.
Okay, you can go
So
ahead.
yeah, thank you. So we need to build capacity of every stakeholder that is involved in internet governance, from the government, from the civil society organizations, to the business sector, to the academia and private sector, as much as possible as we can. So all these capacity building initiatives will focus on enhancing technical expertise for the technical community, policy formulations, especially for government and civil society organizations, and then understanding all the principles that surround internet governance. As far as we know, stakeholder engagement is one of the most critical aspects to ensure that there is inclusivity in internet governance, and then there is the diverse perspectives of Africa, both especially in the African context. So since we are from Africa, that is being put in place, that is being given focus. So like we've discussed in the past few days, there is need for each individual to be involved in internet governance processes so that we can have all these things that we've mentioned, discussed, and addressed. The Internet Governance Forums are one of the places where capacity of all these stakeholders are being built. You'll see several sessions discussing several issues and people tabling their issues, get having discussions where people can um, have an idea of solutions that they can take back to their respective countries and implement. Not to take too much time, I think that I've come to the end of my presentation for today. So, and I'll just close with this internet cooperation aspect. Internet governance in Africa is guided by global frameworks and international cooperation. African countries participate in both regional and international forums like we discussed earlier, such as the African Union, the Internet Governance Forum, the YC, that's World Summit of Internet Information Society. All these forums are there to help us shape the global internet governance policies and advocate for the interests of the continent. So we will need to strengthen internet governance in Africa and ensure that the development and deployment of digital technologies align with principles of openness, inclusivity, and human. Collaboration amongst all the stakeholders is very, very important to shape our policies and practices that will benefit Africa and individuals in general. So thank you very much, and I'll be open for questions and responses if there is any. All right, you
Good day, ma'am. Good day, everyone.
yeah, good day, you.
Yeah, I have a concern.
All right.
I have a deep interest in the civil society group. So I was
Okay.
thinking if I want to take on an initiative like establish a small group for creating awareness that relates to internet governance? Like, how do I get empowered? Who do I go to for empowerment in order to be able to educate people, like capacity building?
Okay. First of all, what I would say is that as part of the mandate of Internet Society, they are entitled with the responsibility of creating awareness for that. So, as in an individual perspective, if you want to do that, if you're a member of the Internet Society, you can table that request to the Internet Society chapter of your country, and then see how you can have collaborations from people that are already within the Internet governance space, so that you can jointly create those initiatives, and that way it can be cost effective. It can be more broader. You can expand it beyond a small space, and so many advantages with collaborations. Individually, what you can do is to maybe use your own individual space, like your social media spaces, so like your immediate community, create awareness within your immediate community. Use all the necessary tools that are available to you for creation, awareness creation, to promote awareness creation of internet issues. So, but majorly, if you are in the internet society chapter of your country, you can always table a request for partnership, or if there is internet governance forum within your country, you can always reach out to them from all the links that have been shared in the past few days through which country are you from, Europe? I don't
From West Africa, Liberia.
Liberia. Okay. I'm going to find out if there's internet governance Liberia, internet governance Liberia. Then we will discuss further in the
Yeah,
e-learning.
there's a
Okay.
chapter like I joined
Oh,
the Agro Society, and they told me to apply to my country.
yes.
I applied, but I haven't gotten confirmation. So I'll
Yes.
keep checking my portal.
All right. All right. And you can always keep in touch with all the facilitators, whether me, CP, Saba, or Godfrey, as much as we can see how we can um, help to table your request to the necessary channel.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking like I was thinking if you guys could kindly provide us an email for every facilitator or WhatsApp, whatever you are free to share with us.
Okay, okay, that
Yeah.
would be fine. Yeah, that would be fine.
Okay,
On your e-learning platform, you can always send a request. The e-learning platform is there for us to be able to discuss more
okay,
outside
okay,
this meeting.
okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. So, any other questions? Hi guys, are you together with me? You seem quiet today, so I want to hear questions. I want to, it's not all about me presenting. I want to know, understand from your perspective. I want to be able to talk to you in the issues that we've discussed. We've discussed issues of access and connectivity. We've discussed issues of infrastructure, policy and framework, data protection and security, and then we discuss issues of capacity building. So if you have anything you need more clarification, you always ask your questions. Else, maybe we move to the next aspect of the day. Okay, so I don't think there is any question for Fifi. I don't know if you're close by. Okay, fine. We can proceed to the
Zainab, okay. Are
Yes,
you done with
yes,
it now? Are you done with
yes.
it now? Okay, all right. Thank you very much. So, thank you, Zainab, for highlighting this briefly for us. And what we're going to discuss today will be basically on some information within the digital context in Africa. And what we envision is that those of you who are presenting can on your camera for the first one. We have few minutes, then we can go in as much as possible to have a discussion. So we are going to discuss about internet governance stakeholder groups. What role will your group play to overcome the challenges as in connectivity, digital literacy, data privacy, digital technology availability across rural communities in Africa? So take it in the context of your country. Then as a group, to be in Africa. Now you are going to talk about a government in Africa, technical community in Africa, civil society in Africa, business community in Africa, academia in Africa. Now, when you go back to the group chat, we'll have more discussion. That one will be individual. You mention your country, then you can talk on the perspective of all the stakeholder group that you want to talk about. But for now, I'll have Abia here who will be presenting for the government, and I have here with Sarah technical community. I have Husseini for the civil society. Then I have Blessed from academia. Then Alassana from private sector. And then I will have Husseini from civil society again. So sorry for that. So let's try as much as possible to join now. So it'll be a panel discussion. Then I'll be moderating and asking the question. So you can. If I have you here, you want to have your camera on, please, so that we can have a very nice discussion here. Because normally on the IGF processes, this is how we do it. So we're gonna have all of you here on our camera. Then we will just have a very nice discussion on that. So thank you very much for that. Yeah, so all right, so thank you very much for that. And let me check on this. So as a civil society connect, how would you, what role will you play to overcome the challenges of digital connectivity, digital literacy, data privacy, digital technologies, and availability? So as I am coming to start, I will start from Abia. Abia as a government in the African region, what role do you think that you have just 2 minutes to present what rules governments should do to prioritize digital activity, digital literacy to the rural communities areas? Then I've moved to Fuseni, who's a civil society, and mention what they can do. Then I'll go to Blessed, then Sarah too should be here and that. So let me know, Abia.
All right. Thank you very much. As the government, and what we will do is that we will try to have some intensives for the private sector and the civil society, whereby the civil society will be responsible in educating the marginalized area, as how we are doing it here in Namibia. We encourage, especially when we have the internet governance, where the internet governance have different civil society, which we have university groups, and most of these people that are part of IT and also into legal, they actually educate the marginalized area, whereby we provide now by working together with the private sector, where the private sector will help us with the funds in order for us to support these civil societies in order to reach all the areas of the 14 regions of Namibia, where they can reach the San people, where they can reach the Himba people, to educate them in how they can become included into this digital world and how the world is changing.
Okay. All right. So thank you, Abia, for highlighting that. Fuseni, as a civil society, Abia is saying that the government can give you incentives. They have money for civil society to use. Now, if you are giving this money as a civil society, how are you going to help us to close that digital divide gap and connectivity issues in the 14 regions of Namibia. Maybe it can be the 16 regions in Ghana, or maybe about 15 regions in other countries. Civil society, what role do you play in terms of addressing this issue? Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. So as a civil society organization, one of the things we can do if we have been supported with government or the public with public finances, what we can do is one, to design and implement digital literacy programs for rural communities within all the 16 regions within Ghana, so that these communities at the end wouldn't have issues when it comes to digital literacy. A lot of rural communities, a lot of even rural communities within Ghana, and especially the northern part, lacks digital literacy. So if there is funding from government to partner or to help civil society organizations, then these programs will be very important for them. Again, we can partner with local organizations to provide training and capacity building initiatives too. Another thing that is very important or that is key is we can also develop digital skills development program for women, youth, and then marginalized groups. We have come to realize that when it comes to digital device and digital literacy, people who are often left behind is women, and then mostly are women, and then people in the marginalized groups. Another thing we can do is to collaborate with educational institutions, i.e., Ghana Education Service, to integrate digital literacy in their curriculum, so that at least by the end, when you finish at the basic or even to the senior high level, you have this basic literacy skills. So these are some of the things as civil society organization we can do.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. Blessed, I think you are representing the let me check the academia, right? Blessed is representing the academia. Okay, fine. So I want to ask that Fuseni highlighted so many things that they can develop academic curriculum, and developing academic curriculum comes with a cost and also involvement in the rural areas. Maybe you are centered that, okay, fine, you want to focus on universities to build a very computer science programs. What do you think that the academia can also do in terms of fostering up, closing the digital divide in rural communities, bringing out some modules that can help develop our community? So let me hear from you. Thank you. Then after that, I'll come to Sarah.
Thank you, Fifi. So as academia group, we have the sole role of creating capacity building programs, as we know that academia is the one that brings the workforce with relevant skills. So I think, as Fuseni said, we need to do regular academic reviews. And also what else academia can do is build UICs, universities industrial collaborations. These are relationships which will help students and the academia people get industrial practical training and get hands-on industry practices. So we have, like, maybe if it's computer science, we have the government computer sector, we have the government cybersecurity sector, we have the private sector, we have civil societies, we have international organizations. So getting the students involved in these activities early on, I think, is a good chance to
Okay.
get even better.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Sarah. Okay.
In Africa, and it helps build capacity in terms of knowledge.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Let me move to Sarah. Are you ready? Sarah?
Yes, I'm ready, but I
Okay.
can't use my video camera.
No problem. No problem. So you can. So Sarah, let me ask you this. The civil society and academia said that they need to do training. Is the technical community going to provide us with infrastructure, going to develop a new laptop for us to use from the communities? What do you think that the technical community can do so that they can break the digital divide in terms of connectivity in rural communities. So if you can highlight us on some of the key points that you think that the civil society is saying is true, that's fine. We need all multi-stakeholder approach, but this is what it can be done. If it can be done with partnership, then what is the technical community going to help them do it? Thank you.
Okay. So we can have this infrastructure development as part of the technical community. Yeah, we can collaborate with the government and then the private sectors to develop rural community, such as internet exchange points and then community networks. They can also advocate for the expansion of affordable broadband and then the use of innovative technologies like the satellite and wireless network to expand connectivity in rural areas. I think that can be helpful. And also, we can also organize a program for the women and then the youth empowerment. This can initiate special aims at women and then empowering the youth by providing training, mentorship, and access to resources that can encourage more women and youth to join the tech ecosystem to help reduce their digital divide and then foster greater inclusion. That's what I think.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. Then we move to Alassana, then we'll come back to Aaron. Alassana is going to present on the private sector, and I have a question for him based on what Sarah was saying. Alassana, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So, okay, Alassana, let me ask you this. Sarah is saying that the same story that Husseini and the others also mentioned. Sarah saying that women empowerment through digital initiative, they are from marginalized community, then they cannot be able to access some of the digital skills. What I want to find out is that based on your multi-stakeholder group, as a business sector, do you think that you need more women from the rural areas to bridge the gap, or what are the other solutions that you think that it can be done? So, hello, can you hear me? Alassane? Yeah.
Why?
So, what can the private sector or business sector do to close that gap? No problem. Hello, can you hear me?
If I hear you correctly,
So, in terms, yeah. Hello, it seems there's a glitch in your line. I'm asking that how can private sector also help close the gap in rural communities when it comes to digital skills, digital literacy, digital connectivity, and digital transformation initiative in Africa context?
I think with regards to the private sector, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hello?
You're mute.
Let me go back to Aaron. Aaron, I think your hand is up. Can you highlight whatever you want to say, Aaron? Aaron. Aaron. Okay, fine. So if Aaron is not available now let me go to the next section. Next section is going to be, as Ephraim was want to come up with a government. We need the private sector to
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah,
I'm very sorry. I was
you.
trying to on my mic. So the network was, I had a little bit of network glitch. So I think I just want to say something about the civil society, right? In addition to what the lady that spoke before talked about, expanding network connectivity in the rural communities. One of the ways the technical community, sorry, not civil society, technical community can also help to improve, inclusion and reduce the digital divide. It's also in developing affordable tools, right? Tools that I know one of the major problems that we have is affordability, right? When it comes to digital divide, affordability and then network connectivity. So when we are able to produce tools that are affordable, that people can use even without the internet, some of the tools that some of the technologies that we have that use internet, right? Some of them can now be used offline mode, right? So that you can actually do whatever you want to do offline. Then when you have internet connection, then whatever, maybe if it's data that you're uploading, then it can go online. Then another thing is also renewable sources of energy, right? Energy is also one of the problems, especially even here in Nigeria. People, rural area has issue with electricity and power supply. So if we're able to incorporate renewable energy sources and using sunlight and all of that, make products that can be used in those areas, then it will also help to reduce the digital divide and give a lot more people access to the internet. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Aaron. Also, let me come back to Ephraim. Ephraim, if you can come on the spotlight, because we need you to talk about some kind of information related to the government side. On the second topic is that we are going to find out is that what role can the government and private sector play to expand affordable data internet across all regions? So like, since you're going to give on the perspective side, after that, anyone who want to give one role can raise up the hand, and we talk about it, because we're going to discuss more about the affordability aspects. So do you think that the government can work with the private sector to make data or internet service affordable? What can be done from the government side? So if Ephraim is around, then I'll come back. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can hear you, Ephraim.
Yeah, so basically, as I've been saying, if you are talking about affordability and you want to bring the government inside, then you are looking at collaboration here, because the government is looking at people or entities that they can also collaborate with, so that they can also spread that kind of awareness to the other people, so that at least most of these things are affordable. One thing I'll talk about here is, if we talk about collaboration, then we can now start talking about incentives that we can give to the people we are collaborating with, especially because some of these entities are willing to support such initiatives, expand the infrastructure, go to the extent of going to the rural communities to give them access and connectivity. But here is the case that the government now comes in and impose a lot of taxes on them. So if you have that kind of collaboration in this particular sense, then we can say that, okay, this is what the private sectors are doing. This is what we can help them to do. If you're going to have tax incentives for them, we do that, so that at least the services that they're offering to other people could be affordable. Because if you are imposing a lot of taxes on me, why do you expect me to reduce my cost? I will not do that. But if I sit down with you, with Jojo, we collaborate and all that, that's one of the first points of contact. I could also extend my helping hand to the people and make things more affordable to them.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this, Ephraim, before I will come back to you later, but let me go to Dale. Dale go WhatsApp. Dale, what is your contribution to that? You have raised up your hand. All right.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so I just wanted to contribute that the barrier to entry into the market is quite high, especially here in Namibia. It's a small section of the of the industry that controls majority of the internet being provided. So there's high barriers to enter into the market to give internet and to serve internet to the general population. And they can then, these guys who are already in charge, they fix the prices so high that people can't afford anything.
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't hear.
Yeah.
So I was saying the barrier to enter into the market of providing internet service providers is quite high. So government can also contribute by subsidizing these things, lowering the what's the word, the market entry, the pricing you need, and the infrastructure, supply these things, because a lot of the times, there's legacy equipment that can be sent out to these smaller areas to facilitate the need for connectivity in the area. Is my connection a problem?
Yeah, so when you speak, sometimes you go off. So try as much as possible
Okay.
to make it snappy for us. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So in essence, my contribution is that government can give grants to these startups who are trying to be internet service providers as well, to lower the barrier to entry for the market.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. And let me go back to Hussein, you want to speak something. Okay. And then I'll come back to Naliswa. So Hussein, have
All
just
right.
1 minute because you've been here before. Yeah.
All right. So I
Yeah.
think one of government roles is that government should develop and implement inclusive digital strategies. Again, they can invest in digital inclusion infrastructure. The last one on government I want to talk about is if government can provide subsidies or incentives for private sector investment in rural areas, so that at the end, everybody will have connectivity. Everybody will not have this issue of digital divide among rural communities. On the part of the private sector, I think the private sector should invest in rural digital infrastructure development. They can also collaborate with CSP, like the civil society organization I represent, to provide digital literacy training, and they can also develop context-specific digital solutions. So I think with this, at the end, we wouldn't have issues of this digital divide and other stuff. So that's my contribution.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
So on this
For
note, I might not be active again because it's almost time for prayers. So I will
yes.
only be doing listening.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you will see the next the contribution. So let me go to Naliswa Alembe. So just a minute. One announcement is that I've put like this discussion in the group, and everyone must contribute. We want to learn so many so that we can gather all these reports. Then later, when we have a global section, we can invite some of you to come and talk about it. So this is what I have done. We can still continue the conversation in the group chat. Thank you very much. But make sure you finish all of your required assignments and that will be for the day. But after everything, we will send you an email for a very final section, either in next month, which all the other fellows will come together. We'll have a discussion towards what we are expecting and the future of this journey. Thank you very much. So let me go to Neliswa for your contribution. Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity. I just wanted to add on what my fellows have already echoed about approaches to attaining affordable internet access. From the regulator side, I believe that if regulators would closely monitor how they issue licenses to ISPs or other players that provide internet in our local regions, it would positively impact how the costs then play to the local community. I'll just make an example. If before issuing a license to an ISP, approaches to making the provision of the products cheaper are looked into, it will make the end or overall product cheaper. For example, if an ISP is using an electrical powered site, the regulator should propose that perhaps they consider using solar power so that the overall business costs are lowered, and in turn it would lower the product, the price of the product itself. That's my submission. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for that. And let me go to Blessed Raphael. Then after that, I think I'll come back to um sorry. Okay. Hello. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now,
Hello?
but it was breaking. It was breaking,
Yes,
but it's
Fifi, can you
okay
hear me?
now.
It's Blessed here.
Yeah, it's okay now.
Okay, so I'm having a so in the part of infrastructure, I think the government should enforce policies to build the incentives in national budgets and also seek for funding from abroad, not only for other sectors but also the internet sector. It will reduce the amount needed to build infrastructure because, for example, in Tanzania, the ISPs are controlled by a government organization, and I think if the government gives incentive to more ISPs, then the infrastructure problem will be solved quite easily. Thank you.
Okay, all right. So let me go to sorry, sir. Sorry, sir, are you ready to give us on the perspective from the government side what you think and what you think that it can be done? Sorry, sir. Okay, if Sorisa is not ready, Zainab, do you have anything to say? Then after that, I'll just wrap up with the discussion today, or you want to continue with your slides, Zainab?
Oh, okay. No, I'm done with my slide, although I was trying to respond to Hassan Emmanuel's question
Okay,
directed to
fine.
me in the
So,
group, but let me just discuss
okay,
it here inside.
okay,
So Hassan was asking that based on the capacity building issues we raised earlier, that what are the specific needs for civil society organizations, um, capacity needs for civil society organizations in internet governance. So one of the capacity needs, specific capacity needs civil society organizations can um, have is the technical, they need to develop their technical skills. So they need to understand cybersecurity measures. They need to understand internet protocols and standards because as civil society organizations, in as much as they are not technical communities, they need to understand these aspects so that they can properly and effectively discuss issues around internet governance. Those are technical skills and aspects that they need to develop their capacity on. And another issue that they need is policy advocacy. They need to understand how they can effectively advocate for policies on the on internet governance, as well as how they can effectively develop policy issues, policy briefs, frameworks, and other things that they can use to advocate for internet governance. And then last but not the least, capacity building on would be on issues of
hi, Zainab.
networking and collaboration.
Okay, all right.
Hello?
It seems we okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Hello, yeah, we can hear you. Like it was
Okay.
freezing a bit, but I think it's okay. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, okay. So lastly, maybe issues of networking and collaboration, like I mentioned earlier. So they need to
Hello?
understand that CSOs need to understand that they need to come together and work together to be able to properly push forward issues and deliberations that surround internet governance. So CSOs would need to be trained on how they can collaborate effectively, how they can network with other CSOs, other organizations, other stakeholders, not just within CSOs, but with other stakeholders to be able to advocate properly for a better internet, a safer space, safer internet space. I don't know, Hassan, if I have addressed basically your question, you can let me know. I've dropped a little response in the chat for you.
Yes, of course. Zainab, you have said all. That's great.
All right, you're welcome.
Very good.
All right, so Fifi, I'm done with my presentation. So if any more questions I can respond to.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, Zainab. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Hello, yeah, I can hear you, Zainab. Okay, all right. So thank you very much, Zainab, for highlighting that. And we also want to thank everyone for joining today's section. We really wanted to close early, maximum 1 hour, and we announced that there will be more conversation coming. We'll have me to send you links on that. What we envision to do is that this year we have Internet Governance Forum. Two, like one is the regional, then one is the African one, and it's all happening this year. So we share information. We'll try to have a call with all the fellows from all the perspective cohorts and let them know how they can apply for some of the for when there is a call for the African region and that. But at this point, I'm going to accept some few questions, then we can end today's section since we will still have a conversation on that. But we really appreciate and thank you all for joining and highlighting the comments. It's Friday and we want to close learning in so many countries, and we wish you to have you on board. And one thing we want to also let you know that every cohort is going to have an ambassadors, and the ambassadors are going to come out from, we would look about the country wise that they represent, the contribution towards discussions, the contribution towards the e-learning, also the ability to put it into questions, and also how we can balance the gender from the perspective. At least we want to balance the internet governance ecosystem to be in every country. So we will come out later to have those discussions going forward, and you will be notified with your certificates and everything. If you have any question that you have, you can raise up your hand. Let me see. I think someone has raised up. Aaron has raised up the hand. Aaron.
Okay, good day, sir. So I wanted to confirm, I can't find where the comment section is, the discussion session on the learning platform, right? So I don't know if you can help me.
Okay, so
go the place. Yeah.
Okay, so let's say, let me go to this. Okay, then let me share my screen to show you. When so let's say I've shared something here. I've shared something here. If you can see my sorry, it seems my screen went off, but let me show you how you can find the comment section. So when you go to the group chats and there is a post, there is something like a comment when you to be able to see it. So that's what you see comment on it. It's like a chat. It's like having a chat icon on the mark as favorite, delete comment, and a comment. So when I put this one, that so and I can add it. It's in there. When you go to the group, then you open a comment. You will see a chat icon, which you will see the number of chats that people have discussed. So I've seen like a lot of comments that people have posted, and Sarah posted something, and we have about 6 comments in there. So this is how we want the platform to be engaging. Like, I hope I have answered your question. Yes, who again? Do you have any question again?
Yes, good afternoon. Actually,
Okay.
yes.
Hello.
Please, we
Hello.
yes. Can you get me?
Yeah, I'm now getting you.
Very good. It's just a suggestion, and us all presented on our email since we are having technical challenges. I mean,
Hello.
from Monday to now, we are having a lot of challenges.
Hello.
Can you? Yes, can you?
It seems your line is breaking, and I
Hello,
don't know
can
what.
you hear me? Can you hear
Yes,
me now?
I can hear you now.
Yes, I said I suggest you shared us all slides of presentation that was done by presenters since we were having a lot of technical challenges.
Yeah. So thank you for that. But all the slides and everything has been, everyone have access to every slide. So check your mail. Make sure you join the e-learning, and you have access to that, because all the slides, presentation, case studies, every resources is shared on the e-learning. So you have it even already before the training.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. Maxwell.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, I made a complaint the previous class, and you promised to check it and get back, but nothing was done.
Yeah. So check your email and your junk. I resent like a password. I checked. You have access to the course content and everything. So
okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. So because I checked, you have access to the course content and everything. You have access to it. It's a group. So once you are in the group, you have access to the course content. And I even wonder, because you join even as those people who join the e-learning as early as possible and updated your profile. So you should have access to all the content. So try and check different browser and see.
Okay,
let me go to Abraham. Okay, let me go to Abraham. Abraham Sylvester.
All right. From Nigeria. We have a lot of technical issues.
Hello. I'm finding it very difficult to hear you, Abraham.
Can you hear me now?
It's challenging. Okay, so let me address this. The section we did live because some people have internet connectivity issues. Every section that we did, when you check another case study, there's the video there for every session, which one's on and everything is there. Every session, the slide and everything is led by the presenters. Even today, everything is there. After this section, you will see the video too in the section. So every information that we need within the section, everything is on the e-learning. If you're able to check your mail and access the e-learning, you'll be able to find everything in there. So this is the information that we have. Let me go to the Neliswa.
Thank you. Mine is a quick one, just to appreciate the platform and to mention that, yeah, I did learn quite a lot in quite a short space of time, but I happened to miss yesterday's session, so I went through the slides. However, I could not find the quiz. I wanted to ask if it was run live online or not.
Okay, all right, thank you. So we have the quizzes were for module 1, 2, and 3. Module 4 and 5 doesn't have a quiz, so it is right. You won't get access to any quiz from module 4 and 5 or day 4 and 5. There is no quiz for that. So that only case studies for that, but there is no quiz for module 4 and 5. You only have 3 quizzes, module 1, 2, and 3. And when you are done, you are done. That is how we structured it. But every slides and recordings for all the modules are in the e-learning. And also what we wanted to also prompt is that you have access up to October for the e-learning. So if anything, we'll post it there, we'll send you a mail. So be checking your mail and also check your junk as well. Also, we will be doing a poster for all the fellows, like how you see in the video and you see on social media. So make sure that if you haven't completed the task, that we sent you the email that we sent you as a congratulation email when you are selected. Make sure you do your poster, you do your avatar, you upload your picture latest by this week. Then we will be able to proceed, because we are going to comment and repost some of the things that you are sharing on social media and share with Payaig. So everything is fine in the e-learning, and we thank you for joining. Do you have any question again? If not, then we'll be very happy that we'll end today's section. I think Sorin promised to join, but I think other engagement too, she has not been able to join us here today. But we will just have one more time. Okay, okay. This is an old hand raised. So we also appreciate all our other facilitators. We have Afi here from French Cohort. They are also doing their last section today. And majority, we have Tabitha from Swahili Cohort. Gosway has been also supporting us on all the technical for. He has more ways to go. Neliswa, yes, your last question.
All right, thanks. I wanted to ask about the poster part when you were explaining. May you please elaborate briefly on that? I think I might have missed it.
Which one? Come again. Which one?
You were explaining that we should ensure that we complete our avatar and poster.
Yeah. Okay,
yes,
okay, yeah. Okay, so when you check your first email that Payaig sent you, you will see instruction. Make sure that you have done with all the instruction. That is what we require for you, from everyone. So check your email and make sure all the instructions that we put, you have done that. All right.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Zainab, do you have anything to say?
I've
Okay.
responded to some of the questions on the chat.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I guess.
Okay. So on behalf of Payaig and the Secretariat and everything, we want to thank you, everyone who participated, everyone. There's a videos there, but before you get a certificate, you need to complete all the assigned e-learning. And once you are done we'll put you on Payaig website, so your name and your PIN and everything will be there. Anyone who scans your certificate can go and verify that fine, you have the training with us. And we appreciate your time for a whole week, 2 hours every day, making 10 hours. That's so solid. And we congratulate you. Augustwe is saying that we'll give you chocolate. Yes, normally I give chocolate, but there is no promise now, because I'm trying to strategize how I can share my chocolate to the 50 participants who are here. But anywhere you see me, maybe you will have one chocolate from me, a branded chocolate, not just a chocolate. The chocolate is branded with a signature on it, with a logo and everything attached. So those people who are previous fellows knows how I do my chocolate stuff. And Zainab has tasted one of my chocolates in Addis Ababa 2022. So she will testify how my chocolate looks like. So you can search me on Google, Fifi Mensah Selby, that is my name. And you will get all my social media links. And we also put all our links in the group chat on e-learning, and you can follow us for more. We also build the group chat to the community, whereby we share information. And we really appreciate and thank you for joining. Let us have a smile and have some pictures. Then we can all come together and say goodbye to each and everyone. And we really appreciate your time and effort today. All right. So on your picture, then wow. Okay, on it. Yeah, still waiting for God's will on your picture. This is not French. You can hear the English on your picture. I've seen Abia. On your picture, please, God's will. Okay, so smile. Okay, so like I've got a first set of people here. So smile as I snap the picture. Okay. So smile. Okay. Smile. Okay, let me go to the next stage. Okay. Smile. So on your Tabitha, I've not seen you smiling. I've seen your face smiling, but not your on video. So if you can smile for us. Tabitha, okay. So all right. Okay, so last smile, then we go. Last smile, then we go. Today we want to close early. Okay. Okay, all right. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you all for joining today. And it was a very nice exposure to you. And we'll connect with Search for Payaig on LinkedIn and connect. We all connect with each other on LinkedIn. Then you can comment. So comment that I am done with my 5 days training with Payaig on LinkedIn and tag Payaig on LinkedIn. That is where we get a conversation going. Have a wonderful day and have a wonderful today. I traveled all the way from my a comfortable place to different place, but I've been able to make it up with you to end the section well with you. Thank you very much. And as you see, I am in different places, but I still have to make time for my Payaig people. Congratulations and well done. And we'll connect again. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Fifi. Bye, everyone.
You